Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. I know I started a couple of minutes early, but just excited about this one for some unparticular reason. So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to get up in here since I started early. Whoops, let me stop that. All right, get up on in here. Today's Q&A Sundays. I know I put a title on it. I decided to do something a little bit different because sometimes on Q&A Sundays, we have a lot of just like no questions or, just some time gaps. And if I start Q&A Sundays with a topic that I can just talk about during those gaps, that's why I put that in there like that. So we can still discuss things in between the questions. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a few more minutes to come up in here. What's up, NC Briggs? Joseph, what's going on? Welcome. Salute, LJ. Great discussion on the Discord server. Yeah, that was great, man. That was a good discussion. I love being able to, thanks to Hyphy. Shout out to Hyphy for doing that. By the way, he set all that up. I want you guys to know, SMD family, new SMD family members, the Discord server, I didn't set that up. That's all Hyphy. Hyphy did all that. I don't know anything about Discord server stuff. He just tells me what I need to put in there, and then I do it. All that inner workings, that's number one is Hyphy. Let me tell you guys that if I haven't told you before, okay? So thank you. Thank you to the SMD family. Great. Get up in here, people, for another Q&A Sunday. I gave it about a half hour advance this time. I just didn't pop on. Because I know if we do more than an hour, people might see it, and then an hour later, they might totally forget about it. So I think 30 minutes is the sweet spot. It's long enough to get prepared, but it's short enough to stay in the person's memory, right? So it's really good. So get on up in here. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. If you're new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and finance and everything under the sun that goes down in value, but constantly wonder why they're not getting financially ahead. See, that's the glitch. That's what I call the glitch in the debt matrix. And the glitch in the debt matrix are things that don't make mathematical sense, yet people continue to do them, even when you show them. That's the glitch. This is why I feel like I'm Neo outside the debt matrix, because I can literally show somebody that they are broke. I can literally show them with mathematics, and they still don't believe it. This is how I knew this was my passion. That's how I know. That's how I know. My math will always. You guys have no idea how good it feels to walk around in this financial world knowing my math will always be right. Math and money are one. If math didn't exist, we wouldn't have the ability to even count money. We couldn't go 1, 2, 3. We would just go. We would just flick the pieces of paper down, just watching them fall, right? So if we know that, it has to make mathematical sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. But yet millions of people still don't know. Still don't know. It's crazy. What's up, Ill Wills? Still don't know. Even when you show them. So welcome to my channel. It will be unlike, I'm not going to say like unlike any others, but you won't see much of You won't see many people on YouTube doing what I'm doing, right? Log into my Credit Karma account live on YouTube Live, right? Just showing you guys what financial freedom looks like. Because when you see, go look at one of my videos. One of my videos says Credit Karma something. I named it Credit Karma something. Look it up. You can just do a video search and type in Credit Karma. It'll pop up, right? I want you guys to watch me log into my Credit Karma live in front of who all to see, whatever. And then I want you to ask yourself, how come I've never seen that before? How come I've never seen anybody else on YouTube do that? Yeah, they showed me demos of Credit Karma and this and that, but they've never actually logged in live into their account in front of everybody to see. Why is that? Because there's nothing in it. People in debt don't know that. They don't know once you're financially free, it's not a big deal because there's nothing in there to show. There's nothing. It's just zeros. That's why when I post my entire credit report, you got to think about that too. When's the last time you seen somebody do that? Not their credit score, post their entire credit report. When's the last time you seen somebody do that? Then I want you to ask yourself again, how come LJ is the only one that does that? Because there's nothing to show. I keep saying that. It's zeros. There's no multiple pages after pages. There's just one page and the page is blank. That's why I don't care to show people. It doesn't bother me. There's nothing on it. That's the difference. What's up, Silent Rage? Welcome. Now, Q&A Sundays are for you guys. This is all for you. You're allowed to come in here. You're new to the channel. Nobody will make you feel dumb for asking a certain financial mathematical question. Nobody's going to make you feel dumb for the financial choices you have made. You may have done, doing, and continue to do without even knowing it. And then when you finally catch it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel so dumb and this and that. And then the majority of people might catch that and just too ashamed to say it. But this is the place you say, hey, everybody, guess what? My eyes opened up. I did a stupid thing. Show me how to not do that anymore. Then we'll welcome you here at the SMD family. That's how it works. Your whole world will change. You'll never go back, ever. I'm never going back into debt. And you know, when I say that, I guarantee you people in debt say, oh man, that's not true. Everybody has debt. See what I'm saying? If that's you saying, if you believe you'll always have debt, I'm going to tell you something. You're trapped. You've trapped yourself because it's not true. It's not true. I will never go back into debt. Never. No circumstance will ever force me to finance a car. Guarantee it. Guarantee that will never happen, ever. Now, when I say these things, do you guys think I'm kind of joking? Maybe he's just saying that now. Something might happen that he doesn't. I know a lot of people think like that, but once you get out of debt, you'll say, no, nothing will never happen like that again, ever. Now, I know it's hard to envision that when you're in debt. I know it is. I know it's tough. It's like there's no way. The only way you could do that is become rich. That's not true either. That's a debt matrix myth. You don't have to be rich to be financially free. Don't interconnect those things. They don't go together. Today is about you guys that want to change your life, that you want to get out of this paycheck to paycheck living, but you can't figure out how to get out of it. This is the answer. The SMD family has that. We have the answer. We promise you. Now, I know you're thinking, how can you make such a promise? Because what we're telling you, we can prove with mathematics. And if the mathematics is right, we are right. That's how it works. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And we can prove it Even when you are using your own calculator, we'll tell you the numbers to punch in your own calculator, and we guarantee your calculator will match our calculator. Don't think it was telepathy. Don't think it was mind. No, it's just mathematics. Nothing special. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you. Thank you, Wills. Hit that like button. Much appreciated. Any personal finance questions that you may have, you can ask them now. You can even here, if you even want to get on, I'll let you come on. You don't have to get on camera. Here's the link to join the podcast or YouTube cast, whatever they call it now. Today is Q&A Sundays, and it's about you guys. You guys. Silent Ray says, just checking in, hit the like button, worked last night, going to have to catch the replay on Discord. Take care, be safe, watch out. Watch out for scams. Thank you, Silent Rage. Now, the reason why this is the title that I put in this video is not necessarily what we're going to talk about, but I just decided to put those in there so I can fill in the time gaps when people don't ask questions. Okay. So Ill Wills, we were talking, man, we came up with this, right? Parents that put utilities in their kids' names, right? Now, when you're in a debt matrix, you almost believe that doing that is normal, right? You really, people hear that happen, but they don't really know what it means for a parent to do that, right? You got to be in some serious debt. Listen, that's one that once I got out of the debt matrix now, then I'm seeing from the outside looking in, that is one of the biggest signs that parent is deep in debt if they have to put the utilities in their children's names. That is huge. That is a huge sign, huge sign. I mean, for a parent to risk messing up their children's financial record because of their mistakes, that when a parent does that, that is big. That is bigger than even the parent even realizes. Instead of them turning around looking at themselves like, oh my God, I'm about to put my child's name on my light bill. Why is that? Why do I have to do that? Maybe I should straighten out the thing that's making me do that. They don't do that. Debt is powerful. This is an example to show you how powerful it is. It is powerful to make a parent. You think, like, for example, the parent is not responsible for their own financial stuff, so they put it in their kid's name. You think they're going to magically become financially responsible for their kids? No, it's not. That's not going to happen. If they don't even care about their own financial stuff, you think they're going to care about somebody outside of them? Yes, including their own children. Yes. That's the power of debt. Debt makes people do things like that. That's what debt does. When you get out of debt, you don't do things like that. So if you come across somebody, you come across a family member, and you go over their house and you find out the light bill, the gas bill, their phone bill, their phone lines, whatever, are in their kids' names, that's because of debt. That's because of debt. They can't. When the bank says no, you can't do that, or the utility companies tell the parent, nah, we won't accept you. That's a big sign. You know why that is? Because of debt. They're in debt. And parents do it all the time. And they say it out loud too. They say it out loud in front of people. Have no idea people like me are standing around. If I ever heard that in a crowd, now, when I was in the debt matrix, I heard it, but I didn't really think about it as a big deal. But now that I'm out of the debt matrix, oh, that's a huge deal. Can you imagine your kid finally at the age to where they start using their credit, and then they figure out they're in collections? Can you imagine that? Imagine being 18, about to start your financial life, and you decide to start it the right way, and right off the bat, you're starting off on the wrong foot because you got to prove some stuff on your credit report didn't exist. Now it will be easy to prove. Don't get me wrong, because you just show the birth certificate. This is when I was born. I couldn't have been using, I couldn't have known about a light bill at age 6. So they're going to automatically know it's the parent, and this is the predicament they're going to put themselves in. Now, in order for them to get that off their record, they have to file identity theft against their parents. How many 18-year-olds do you think are going to do that? No, they're not. They're going to eat it. Putting their kids in that situation in the first place. Now they got to pay a bill that they knew nothing about because they didn't even know about what credit was. Now, if they want them people to get it off their record, they got to file a police report against the parents. You think they're going to do that? No, they're going to eat that. And then that same habit is going to carry on generational, thinking that that's okay. No, it's not. It will. It is illegal. That is absolutely illegal. But in order to convict, the kids will have to press identity theft charges against their parents. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. That's identity theft. Doesn't matter if it's their kids or not. Doesn't matter. They shouldn't be doing that. And if you're a parent right now that's doing that, doesn't matter the reason. Doesn't matter the reason. I don't care if you had hospital bills, this, that. It doesn't matter. Whatever emergency situation you thought in your head to put a utility bill in your kid's name, that you thought of that in your head to convince yourself, because there's nothing on earth that you should ever do that. The only thing that's making you do that is debt. And you better hope, as a parent, if you're a parent doing this, you better hope your kid doesn't grow up listening to me. Because if they start out listening to me at age 18 or even earlier, no, let's say even earlier, because I got grade school kids listening to my stuff. When they get of age to understand numbers and they're listening to me, and then they come across and hear that the light bill's in their name, they're going to know what that means. They're going to know, hey, wait a minute. LJ told me that the only parents that do that are parents that are in debt. Yes, only parents in debt do that. I have no idea why utility companies don't even verify all that stuff. This should be stopped right there, really. But, it's not really their fault. They don't have to worry about putting things in place to prevent that kind of stuff, because the parents should know. If they listen to this, they're going to wake up and they're going to be like, ooh, mom, dad, I'm just telling you right now, you should stop that right now. Stop. Because if you do that again, I'm going to press charges. You're messing up my financial future. I don't care if you don't know. It doesn't matter if you know, that you just don't do that. NC Big says, friends tell me to put bills on my kids, saying it will start my kids off the credit. See what I'm saying? See what all these excuses they come up with to do that kind of stuff? And I guarantee, I didn't even think about that, NC Biggs. I did not even think about that. Oh, I'm going to help my kids get started on credit. No, you're not. You're convincing yourself. They don't even, kids that come here, they're going to know they don't even need credit. Credit is simply a tool, no different than a hammer. When you're done with that hammer, you put it back in the toolbox. That hammer doesn't own me. That hammer does not own me. Same as the wrench, same as the lawnmower. Those things don't own me, but when you get them on credit, yes, they do. They own you. These kids won't know any of that. They will never let tools own them. They will never let that happen if they listen to me. And see, Biggs, you have no idea what those friends are telling you right now. They're telling you, if they're telling you to do that, they are telling you their financial situation, because only people in debt would ever do such a thing, let alone tell other people about it. That doesn't even make it, but they don't know they're saying that. That's the difference when you come out of the debt matrix. People in debt, they don't know they're saying those things. That's why I feel like Neo in like the movie The Matrix. That's why I feel like that. That's why I feel like when they talk, their words never make mathematical sense, and they come at me just that slow, just like those bullets in the movie, just like that. I'll be like, oh, I know why you're saying that. You're in debt. Oh, I know why you're saying that, because you're in debt. Oh, put the utilities in the kid's name to help the credit. Yeah, that's because you're in debt. Can you imagine? I bet you there's a kid or two out there that turned 18 and went to go use their credit and discovered they had a collection. Ooh, I wish I could find one of those kids right now. Ooh, I would bring them on the show so fast, because I want other 18-year-olds to hear that. Or even, hey, check it out. Even if it happened to you, you don't even have to be 18. You could be 40 right now, and then you figured out at 18 what your parents did. I want your story. I want your story today, yesterday. Hyphy says, what I usually see is by the time one turns 18, the collection has fallen off the child's report. It isn't until that child goes to that specific company when they find out about the debt. Either way, it doesn't matter, really. What's up, Reese? Cosmic Wisdom. What are your friends' financial situation, NC Big? They just told us, Cosmic Wisdom. They suggested he put his kid's name on the utilities to help them with credit. They just told us their financial situation, because you know, and I know, only people in debt would ever do such a thing. Utilities aren't reported until they are in the negatives. Only people that would suggest that are people that have done it. Yeah. Hence, they can't show you a clean credit report. And that's just messed up that even happens. It really is messed up. And for a parent to be able to do that, man, that's just, oof. Nicer says, when my mom didn't have enough to pay the phone and utilities, we just went without until she could pay it. Now Minnesota got a cold weather rule. The gas company can't shut off. Oh, they can't shut you off when you're past due. Wow. Somebody's paying for that. I get there's a cold weather rule, but somebody's footing the bill for that kind of stuff. I guarantee you gas prices are going up for that, because they're not going to eat it. They're going to make the people eat it. Oh, you're going to make a law that we can't cut off the gas even if they don't pay their bill because it's wintertime? Yeah, then we're just going to go up on their prices, and they're going to cover that loss. People in debt don't really understand how companies really work. They don't really get it. Because there's people out there going to take full advantage of that law, Nicer, and just be like, hey, we're going to save money. I'm not paying nothing. Come winter, I ain't paying anything. And they can't do anything about it. Yep, you're right. Because it's the law. Guess what? We just jack our prices up for the people that follow the rules. You know what that's called? Inflation. Just call it inflation. Especially if they're check it out. Especially if they are the only utility gas company in your area and they go up on their prices, what are you going to do? What you going to do? You're going to pay. That's it. You ain't got no other choice. It ain't like you can switch and say, hey, I don't want your company. Then I'll go to this company. There is no other company. So what are you talking about? You're going to pay. Especially if you have a house there. Oh, you're paying. Yes, you are. You're paying. It's funny how people think when things like that happen to big companies, laws change or something like that, right? Why do they think the company is going to eat that cost? You're going to eat that cost, not them. NC Big says, I knew a friend that had that happen to them. He said they bought laptops and said they are going to pay for his schooling, then filed loans up to $10,000 plus credit cards. Let me tell you something. Oh yeah, what's up, King of Kings? Shout out to King of Kings today. We had a wonderful, wonderful consultation, man. I appreciate the brother. Yeah, I could tell he gets it. He gets it, man. We had a really, really good conversation today. And I welcome you to the SMD family, King of Kings. Man, welcome. Very cool, brother. Man, it was a good talk. It was a really good talk. Loved it. I can tell once I create that plan for him, millionaire status. He's already making the correct sacrifices. One thing people don't understand is that, I'm looking for the people wandering around in the debt matrix, like King of Kings. Picture him. He's one of the people that once I get out of the debt matrix, I can see the people wandering around in the debt matrix. And those are the people that know something is wrong, but they simply cannot put their finger on it. There's nobody to ask. They first of all, don't even know what question to ask that person, let alone who to ask, right? But you just know something is wrong. You just know it. You just know something is not making sense. And what they don't know is just credit. Credit makes no mathematical sense whatsoever on inside the debt. Outside the debt matrix, it makes total sense. Inside the debt matrix, it makes no mathematical sense. But you don't know that when you're in it, because the majority of people are in it telling you, hey, credit is good. Get this. FHA loans are fine. That's okay. Don't worry about maxing out your 401ks. Well, they don't even know to do that because they're in debt. They don't even know that, right? And then they come across my channel and they're like, wait a minute. That dude makes sense. It's just the math. They're really coming over here and saying, wow, this dude is crazy, it's crazy smart, whatever they say, right? But I'm really not doing anything fancy. I'm just using the math I learned in grade school, right? But it sounds fancy. And this is the reason why it sounds so eye-opening and life-changing, because it just makes sense. It's just mathematics. That's it. That's why it's clicking. You're like, oh, wow, yeah. Well, damn, I didn't know the reason why I was financing the car is because I don't have the money. Never thought about that. And if I don't have the money for the car, I don't have the money for the taxes, because it's always the car plus tax. And if I don't have the money for the car, I definitely don't have the money for the taxes. That means I'm financing not only the car, I'm financing the taxes that I really don't even want to pay in the first place. I'm financing them, and then I'm going to finance them for 72 months. That makes absolutely no sense. So in other words, no one gets a finance car on sale. And it just all clicks. Those are the people I'm looking for. And it's all age ranges, okay? So when you like when people come over, they're like, "Oh my God, man, had I learned this 10 years ago, had I learned this 5 years ago," right? You got to get that out of your mind. Time, just be happy that you know now, okay? That's all that matters. Don't worry about the past stuff. And I'm not saying that, I'm telling you that's part of the process, what you're doing to go through that, because your eyes are gonna open up, right? You're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did that. I didn't see this. I didn't know that, blah, blah, blah." You're going to go think, and then you're going to reflect, right? Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. It's past. It's done. You can't do anything about it. You do it right now. You start right now, today. Today. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about your age. Don't worry, shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever, because age doesn't even matter. There are 60, 70-year-old people still paying on their student loans. They didn't get it. They didn't get what you know today. Because once you know this, you would never do that. You would never keep student loans longer than going to a 4-year college. Longer, whatever, however many years you went to college, it really doesn't matter. However many years you went to college with student loans, it should take you exactly that long to pay those student loans off. Give yourself just that. That makes total sense to me. If you went to school for 4 years and it took you 4 years to pay off your student loans, hey, that's cool, whatever. And that's like, and when I say that, that's like the very end of what you should, you really should pay them off well before then, right? But I'm saying right here should be the mental mark, the physical mark. And so you can understand and say, wait a minute, if I went to college for 4 years, but I'm paying on my student loan for 10 years, that doesn't make any sense. And then you look around and say, dang, millions of people are doing the same thing I'm doing. Yes. And they all don't make sense. You're making sense right now. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, this is Q&A Sundays. This is for you. This is for you today. Any question you want to ask, anything you want to ask, it's totally up to you. So today is like a shift for me today. I can feel a shift. And when I mean shift is when there's something very fearful in my life, and not fearful like how can I explain this? Like now today, I look at fear. When fear comes, I pay attention to it. I look at it. Sometimes it's real difficult to deal with it straight away. But now I understand fear is a signal telling me which way to go. Because everything I've broken through to get me here today, it was done. I was broken through fear. Like the very thought of quitting my job was a huge fear. Huge, because I never had I never been without a job. I was losing the title. What about the degree I earned for it? That would be a waste. All these fears started coming in. Then if I stop, I'm gonna lose my computer skills and this and that. Fears, preventing me from breaking through, quitting that job. That was huge. But now I look at it. Now I'm on the other side of fear. I look at behind it and I'm like, oh my God, thank God I did that. Had I not broken through the fear of quitting my job, I would have never known what it felt like to not have a job. I would have never known the 40-hour work week is just made up. That's not weekends off, holidays, extended weekends. That's all just made up stuff for the working people, the working world, right? The people that are in debt. They have to follow these rules because they're in debt. Once you get out of debt, you're like, oh man, you don't really care what day it is. You don't never really care what time it is. I don't care. I barely know what day it is until somebody tells me. And then if somebody, I only know it's Friday. You know, I know when it's Friday when I log into my Facebook and I see everybody saying on Thursday night, oh my God, 1 day left. And then I'm off. And then the Friday, thank God it's Friday, 5 hours left. They all put it on Facebook to say, you know what they're really saying that they don't know they're saying? I hate where I'm at. I hate being here. That's why I'm watching the clock to 5 o'clock or whatever time that is. They don't know they're saying that. That's my world I live in today. That's where I live. I have to separate myself from that kind of stuff. I gotta stay away from hearing debt talk, people talking about collections, woe with student loans. You got to get away from that. Once you're out of that, you can't listen to that kind of stuff. Cosmic Wisdom says, welcome, King of Kings. Cosmic Wisdom says, fear means two things: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Yeah, it's face everything and rise. I remember, you know what's so crazy, Cosmic Wisdom? I remember hearing that phrase when I was in debt. But once you get out of debt, I can read that differently now, because you face it, you get through it, and just on the other side, it's a shift. So right now, I can feel this shift. I had a couple of shifts today. There's been a couple of shifts today, but the one I'm going to talk about is my shift is to the next. What I'm about to do today is I can feel it, that it's going to shift me to the next level. How do I know this? Because fear is telling me, I don't do that. Not right now. It's not going to be good enough. You shouldn't wear da. This is not set right. You need to get this background, that you need to do. No, that's all fear does. Fear will throw out all these excuses not to do what you need to do. So that's why I'm doing it today. It's on my board because I've been putting it off. Yeah, you guys see me come on here and I sound so, but sometimes at this level, there's not many people you can talk to about certain things, period. You can't. When you're in a debt matrix and they say it's lonely at the top, right? When you're in debt and you hear that, when I listen to that statement, it's lonely at the top. When I was in debt, I always thought, because there's not that many people that have that much money. You don't really know what that means. What lonely at the top really means is that there become very few people you can communicate at this level with. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean communicate? To put that in words, man, is very difficult. What do you mean communicate? It's very difficult to put it in words. I can't put it in words. It's very difficult to try to even think. I know there's some words for it, but that's what it means. It means you can communicate. You don't really have that many. Your pool is very small, which is a good thing because there's plenty. When you get on this side, there's no reason for scamming, cheating on taxes, ripping people off, paying people less than what they're worth. It's just that doesn't exist over here. And that part really has nothing to do with money. You have more money because of it, but it's not about money. Because when you're over here, you understand money is just paper. It doesn't even exist for people in debt. They're in debt. They're living in a negative. So the paper currency that they have in their hands, they believe it's real because they can smell it, taste it, touch it, kill people for it. It doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. They don't know that. What's up, arms dealer? Over here, you understand there is no need for any of that stuff. There's no need for it. And when you come on this side, man, and you really look at money and you see it for the paper it really is. Because when you're in debt, Yeah, they say, oh man, money's just paper. You always hear that. I remember hearing that when I was in debt. Money's just paper. Now, when you get over here, you look at it and say, oh crap, money is just paper. It is. It's just paper with green stuff on it, green numbers on it, with some symbols and some stuff on the bottom, and believe in God, this and whatever. You're like, oh, it's just paper. Yes, it's just paper. It literally is just paper. That's why I say, it's so bad when you see parents that do that. That's why I say it's so bad. It's bad. That is such a big sign of financial trouble you would not believe. Huge. Hyphy says today is the first. Oh, it sure is. First of the month, rumor has it, but I can't confirm or deny this. I buy food stamps from people for half price. Is that phantom income? Illegal phantom income. Yeah, it's illegal phantom income. So whoever's allegedly doing that, yeah, it's illegal phantom income. Sure is. I see people do that all the time. All the time. I get it. I see it. Stores get busted from it. Whatever. And it's bad when you know. Check it out. Check it out see it for what it really is. You know it's bad if somebody is willing to cut in half something that they need to stay alive. Something they need to stay alive, which is food, for money, something that you cannot consume. You can't eat money. Can you eat money? You can't eat money. You can eat food and live, but they're willing to cut their something in half for something that doesn't even exist. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy, 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 crazy. Nicer says, I like a time analogy. Most are aware of minutes and hours, some aware of days and weeks, few are aware of months and years, very few are aware of decades, and only a handful we call prophets are aware of centuries. Hmm. The only thing I think that, the only thing I know that is timeless is mathematics. It's timeless. Doesn't matter the decade, year, century, doesn't matter. It will always remain the same. Withstands time, never changes. So it doesn't, you understand this. You understand this concept. If you understand that if you never separate your money from mathematics, you will have eliminated time out of your money. The last piece of the puzzle, which is the most difficult, how to remove time from your money. And when I say time, so you can understand, when you go to work, you work 8 hours. For 8 hours, you get paid X amount because of that time. That's how you get your money. So time, when you work, time is involved in your money making. You get over here, now the hard part is going to be this: how to remove time from your money forever. Forever. Let me give you an example of what that means. Jeff Bezos has removed time from his money. Elon Musk has removed time from his money. Dr. Dre, the rapper, has removed time from his money forever. That's the ultimate goal right there, forever. Once you remove time from your money, you'll never work again for the rest of your life. And when I say that, I'm not saying you got to be rich. You don't have to be rich. If you're thinking that in order to remove time from your money, you got to be wealthy. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a trick too. Those are all tricks that people in the debt matrix believe. Cosmic Wisdom says, I like that nicer. I think a lot of people don't want to deal with debt because it takes months, years to fix. Yep. And rather want to stay in the matrix. Why do you think people stay in the matrix? Exactly. Because when people think about paying off debt, the first thing they think is, oh my God, how long it will take, right? That's the first thing they naturally believe. But what they don't also realize, you don't have a choice. Once a person thinks about their total debt and how long it will take to pay off, if they can catch themselves right there at that moment and say, but I have no other choice, they'll get out of debt. Because people in debt seem to think they have a choice of how long it takes to pay off. No, you don't. You don't have no choice. You have to pay it off, period. If you choose not to, you'll be a slave until you're dead. What's up, Gabriel? Ill Will says, I have a question. Do you have a time of year when you pivot, when you start to exercise and eat a little better to get that six pack? I know you have your cheat days throughout the year. That's a good question, Ill Wills. And I'm gonna tell you honestly right now, I haven't been on my workout game lately, okay? Because I've been in this shift, in a deep shift inside of this business. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't like completely just fell off and I'm getting fat and all this. No, my mindset will never let me do that. Okay, it will never happen. I will never get that far ever. Right. But I'm not in the gym the way I used to because I've been consumed with this. Now, right now, at this particular moment, this is my shift for some reason. I mean, I've been like almost obsessed with this. Obsessed. And mainly because I know I'm reaching people. I know I'm missing a piece somewhere. I know it's like imagine me with a blindfold on and I'm in this dark room. I'm trying to just feel this piece. I know it's in the room. I know it's in there. I don't know how big the room is. I don't know if it's hanging. I don't know if it's sticking out. I don't know if it's coming up from the floor, but I know it's in this room. So I've been obsessed with it, right? But now I'm catching myself using this to prevent me from moving to the next level, which I know, which I'm supposed to do, which I'm going to do today. I'm going to do it today after this live. I got to do 2 more videos after this live, and that's what I'm going to do. Today's the day. So when I feel those shifts like that, Ill Wills, today is the day for that. That's why I got that vision board. Remember Sneaker Life? He was telling us all about that. I'm telling you guys, this works. Because when I write this task down, I come up and I look at this board every day. And I know if I put a date on when I got to do it and I don't do it by that date, I just fail myself. Why am I even writing it on that board if I'm not going to do it? See what I'm saying? That's how it works. When I set a date, I know myself, no matter how strong the fear is, when I set a date, if I don't do it by that date, I'm going to fail myself. If I fail myself, who else is going to believe me? Nobody's going to believe me if I keep failing myself. Today's that shift. I had a couple of shifts today, but this is the one I'm talking about with you guys. What's up, bro? What's up, little bro? Patrick Young says, someone told me yesterday, I'm not in debt. I have 730 credit score. I'm not in debt. I have a 730 credit score. Well, that's me right now, Patrick. I'm not in debt and I have a 700 and something credit score. So you can be in debt and have a good credit score, because that's what mine is right now, if that's what you're saying. Gabriel says, LJ, what's your tips on losing weight? For me, when it's time for me to cut up, to slice up, I have a food scale in my kitchen, a little small food scale. Then I measure my food out every time, right? And I pay close attention to my sodium intake, sodium and sugar. Sugar you don't even need. Sugar does absolutely nothing in our body. So if you're eating a lot of sugar, you're just doing it because you just want to eat it, but it does nothing, right? But sodium, not salt, but sodium's in salt. Okay. I measure my sodium, make my daily sodium intake. I keep it between 1,800 and 2,500 milligrams per day. Once I do that, I slice up. How do I know this? I've done it. So it's weird. It's like, once I know how to do it, you guys see my pictures, my videos, you guys see what I can do. You see what I look like, I can look like when I want to. I know how to do it. So I don't really have to think about it. I know exactly what to do to look like that each and every summer. Yeah, Will says, no doubt. Go for it, bro. Salute to you. I'm rocking with you. I have to call you this week. See what I'm saying? And Ill Wills is one of those brothers. Let me tell you guys something. He's one of those dudes that when you're at a certain level, let's put it this way. When you're at a certain level, you need a person to talk to you a certain way. I need somebody to talk to me a certain way, because sometimes I do things that I don't really mean to do, but I accidentally do them. And I need somebody to say, hey, this, that, this, that, this, that. And it's not in a way like, it's so different. It's not in a way like somebody saying that they're smarter than you, or they're trying to, tell you something. It's something that, first of all, you got to trust the person that's saying these certain things, right? But then what they're saying, because it makes sense. If you just take the time to say, oh yeah, if I do that and say this, okay, that makes sense, right? That's what you need. But you need somebody to break through, because I don't listen to a lot of people like when I'm climbing, I don't listen to people in debt. I don't financial things, okay? Because people in debt don't really understand that they are controlled by their debt. So if I get somebody, the worst thing to me is this: if I'm doing something financially and I get a financial person in the financial business, but they hate being in the financial business and they're only there because they're in debt, I don't want that person. I don't want to work with that person. I want to work with a person that's in the financial business that loves being there. How do I determine this? I look at their personal credit report. Their personal credit report will tell me why they are there in that position. This goes for lawyers, doctors, everybody. Can you imagine? Imagine this. Imagine going to see a lawyer. One lawyer is in $200,000 worth of student loan debt versus a lawyer there, same level and everything, with no debt. You want to go with the doctor with no debt. You know why? Because 100% that lawyer is in that office because they want to be, not because they have to be. They're there because they want to be. That's the one I want, the one with passion. They're there because they want to be there. Now, if you're a lawyer with student loan debt, a lot of student loan debt, and it kind of bothers you by hearing me say that, doesn't matter how you feel about it, doesn't matter. You're in student loan debt. You couldn't stop being a lawyer if you wanted to. You know why? Because you got student loan debt. You probably don't know how to do anything else outside of law. I mean, I get it. That goes for everybody. That's just not picking on lawyers. But if you decide, hey man, I don't want to be a lawyer no more, you're not going to make lawyer money no more with $200,000 worth of student loan debt over your head. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And you better believe the business knows that. They're not going to tell you. I know people in a law office, probably, that's why they always say, shh, don't discuss salaries. Shh, It's shunned to discuss salaries. Why? It's not against the law. You can tell, it's your money. You can tell anybody you want. There's a reason. People that get hired to be a lawyer and they got no student loan debt, they get paid much more than you. You know why? Because they walk in demanding what they want. Else they're not going to accept anything less because they don't even have to be there. People in debt can't see that. That's why they shun salaries. This goes for any job, really. It goes for any job. If you're a very, very good, say like this, IT engineer, right? Which I was very good, right? Had I not been in debt, I would have named my salary. I don't care what kind of scale you have, because when you start a job, they always pull out the scale. Hey, you got to go to EC. And then once you're here for 5 years, then you go to FK and then all this. No, when you walk in, you ain't got no debt. You say, I don't care about that. I don't care about your pay scale and how many years. I start here. No, then I'm leaving. People, when you're not in debt, you don't personally attach yourself to a business. It's just a job. It's nothing personal. You name your salary. You're not nervous like, oh my God, I hope I get the job. You're determined if you even want to work there. Because when I think back now, think about this. Think about this. Have you ever went on an interview? And it might be more than one person, right? Some people in there look like this interview is just bothering them. They don't really care about what you do or say, and they're kind of looking down on you because you need a job. That doesn't happen with people that's not in debt. We don't allow that kind of stuff. People like that, the interview, if I walked into an interview and the managerial staff came in to interview me and they had an attitude like that, right there knows I wouldn't want to work there. Because can you imagine if they're treating an interview person like that? Can you imagine how they're treating the employees? Walking around like their stuff don't stink and talking down. You know that you're not in debt. You see that right away. Oh, you're the manager and you're acting like that? Oh no, I don't even want to be here. I'm not gonna place myself in a position to a person like that believes they can talk to me like that. I'm not even gonna put myself there. When you're in debt, you're just crossing your fingers and hoping to get it. That's why they can do that kind of stuff. Crazy, huh? But it's real. Hyphy says, unless diabetic, don't worry about sugar and fruit as it's naturally occurring. Added sugar is what you have to watch out for. Sure do. Everybody knows that, Hyphy. Food diet is no different than money. Everybody really knows what they have to do to lose weight. Stop eating so much. You want to get out of debt? Yeah. Stop spending so much. That's it. People know that. They just don't want to do it. That's why I love what I do. It's so simple. It's so simple, yet people just don't do it. It's amazing on this side. It's amazing. You're welcome, Ill Wills, man. Thank you, bro, Ill Will. And it's important. Because I know I look big and bad on the YouTube and all this other stuff, right? But I still have fears. But those fears are welcomed in a weird way. I can't explain it, but there's signals that says you need to go this way. Then the fears make up a bunch of excuses why you can't go that way. You got to ignore all the excuses and do it. Doesn't matter, pass or fail. It doesn't matter. You know you did it. That's all. Even if you failed, you know you at least tried. There is no way. When I think about it now, man, there is no way to get all the way up to, if I would have woke up at 60, 70, and realized I could have been a multi-millionaire just simply by using basic mathematics on my finances. Oh man, you guys have no idea. Cosmic Wisdom says, here's a tip. Take your HR person to a happy hour and chat with them. I learned all the behind scenes formulas they use for $10 a drink soda water. Yeah, once you get out of debt, HR people they won't even be able to trick you, because usually HR people are in debt too. They don't even know. Gabriel said, what are your fears? My fears, this put it this way, because wording is very important. It's not my fear. It is a fear. It is a fear. It's not mine. The fear doesn't belong to me. If I choose to keep it, then it belongs to me. So it's not really my fear. It is a fear. Okay. And like I said, soon as I see or hear, when I see a fear, that means go towards it. But don't get me wrong. The excuses prevent it. When I hear the excuses, sometimes I'll fall for the excuses, preventing me from going that direction. But honestly, in my mind, I'm not really giving up on going that way. I'm just prolonging it for some reason. Okay. Never once have I said, no, I'm not going to do that at all. I've never done that, but I have let fears prolong it. So it's the weirdest thing. It's the next level is coming, Gabriel, and I can feel it. And it's weird. It's a fear of success, I guess. Because I've heard that before, fear of success. That never made any sense to me. Why would you fear success? It's not that I'm scared of it. Not that kind of fear. It's not that kind of fear. It's a fear of, I knew it was coming, but since it's the unknown to me, I fear it, or it is a fear, or I fear it. Whatever, right? So I guess it's the fear of success, because I've heard that many times. But one thing I do know, for me getting out of debt, for me becoming debt free before I was successful, has allowed me to, when the money comes like that, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly who to trust. Now I understand. Never cheat on your taxes, ever. Don't ever do that. Don't cut any corners. Don't hide money. Don't do any of that. There's a reason. There's a reason why the tax system is in place. There's a reason. There's a clear reason. Never scam. Never cheat anybody. Never talk down to people. Don't let SMD see. Now, if it was by myself, I probably would have let SMD, savings minus debt, be me. And that would be adding a different title on me, right? I would have took computer engineer title and then put savings minus debt title on me. But since I learned here that it's a family, it's not just me. I'm still, so check this out, SMD family. I'm still LJ, who is part of the SMD family. I'm not LJ, who is savings minus debt. See how that works now? So now when the success happens, everybody that joins the SMD family will know they're part of the family. It's not just me. I'm just a talking head. So if somebody donates like Mike did, Mike Rambo donated. It wasn't me saying, hey, Mike, the subscriber donated to, no. Mike, the SMD family member, donated the time to some other lucky SMD family member. See how that works? So now when the fame comes like that, I won't lose myself into thinking it's me because I'm always understand it's not me. It's not just me. Everybody's equal. Everybody's a member, and you do whatever you want to do. You come into the SMD family, get all the information, and then you branch out and go do whatever it is you're supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is why it's created. This is just to help other people jump in, learn the knowledge they need to learn, and then go out there and expand and do whatever they're going to do. Understand how to do it right way. You don't have to cheat and scam nobody, cheat on your taxes, blame this person, that person, staying in debt. No, you don't. Only people in debt believe that kind of stuff. Cosmic Wisdom says, if you don't get fearful at times, that means you are not challenging yourself for growth and are too comfortable. You are in a stagnant state. Exactly. Very well said, Cosmic Wisdom. That's what happens to me. I don't like stagnant makes me nervous. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I'm glad Cosmic said that, because let me explain this to you. In my mind, in the debt matrix, I believed I had made it, making six figures, a top computer engineer, working at a great job, living in a nice place, driving a nice car. In the debt matrix, that's made to believe that you made it, right? And I remember feeling when I got there, I didn't feel like I made it. I just didn't feel like that. It's like, okay, I'm here now. I've done it. What's this supposed to be like? And it was like, it wasn't cool. I mean, everybody could see, they could look at me and see that I looked like I was doing, I had a great job, six-figure income, blah, giddy, blah. But inside, it was like, okay, I'm stagnant. I already know another job is not going to fix this stagnation. It's not going to fix it because I got $50,000 raise to another job, and that still didn't satisfy it because I was stagnant. But at the same time, I knew I had to do something drastic to change this. If another job wasn't gonna satisfy this, whatever it was at that time, I can't even explain it to you guys. Another job, I knew in my brain, another job was not going to satisfy this feeling that was inside of me. Another job, so it had to be something drastic change. I mean, big. At my age too, 40 something. And it was to get out of debt. Once I got out of debt, everything changed. I quit my job. If I was in debt, there is no way I would have quit my job if I was in debt. I couldn't. What am I saying? There's no way. There was no way I could have, because that wouldn't even been an option to quit my job. When I was in debt, I couldn't quit my job. I was in debt. Once I got out of debt, that was the key. I said, that's it. That's it. That immediately $50,000 raise was to show me that this wasn't going to do it. The job nor the money was going to satisfy this feeling inside of you, Linnell. The job wasn't going to do it. That proved it, because I went and worked for a month. I quit. I was like, that ain't it. Can you imagine? I want you guys to imagine this. Imagine the fear of you going up to your boss today and say, I quit. I want you to feel that inside of you right now. Feel that. There's like, oh, there's no way in hell I would do that. See that fear? Exactly. That fear is that's strong. Ooh, that's strong. That one's a big one. Break through that fear. That's got to be, most people think that's impossible. I've done it. I did it. So the one I have to do now, I know it's not that big of a deal, but it's just, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I'm doing it today. Nothing's going to stop me from doing it today. I'm going to complete it today. It's going to be done today. Right after this. And I'm going to tell you something. To be off for an entire year, I couldn't have done this without quitting my job. I couldn't have quit I want you guys to see how it all connects. I couldn't have quit my job if I didn't get out of debt. Once I got out of debt, I could quit my job. See how it connects? Once I quit my job, it allowed me to be off for a year. Now, during the first few months, I was nervous. I was still applying for jobs just in case, but I wasn't getting any callbacks, none. That has never happened in my life. Let me tell you something. Whenever I apply for a job, I always got it. During this particular year, every single job I applied for denied me. I was like, "What? Have you seen my resume? Have you seen my college degree?" Nobody called. Nah, we no, no, no. I was like, "What the?" You know why? Because that's not the direction I was supposed to go. And about 6 months in, I started relaxing, cooling. Started relaxing, stop thinking about having a job because I was addicted to having a job. After about 6 month mark, I started relaxing. I stopped applying as much, and then 8 months, I was like, "Cool, this is cool." About 1 year, when I realized I didn't care what day of the week it was, what time it was, wake up in the morning, seeing everybody starting their engine up, driving off, the whole neighborhood is empty, and I'm the only one here every single day. I had to get used to that too. I was feeling bad when I didn't know what day of the week it was or what time it was. I felt like I was lazy. Oh, only lazy people don't know that. No, only free people do that. Free people are not restricted by time. People in debt don't know that. They are restricted by time. People that are financially free, we're not restricted by time. Time means absolutely nothing to us unless we have an appointment. It's a tool. Time is a tool. You think I knew that in Debt Matrix? Didn't know that. This next level right here, you know what it's about to do? This, I'm gonna tell you what it's about to do. It's about to take time out of my money. Time is out of every other aspect of my life except my money. This level is about to take time out of my money. I'm about to be rich, and the person that's helping me is about to be rich too. It's about to happen. This is the piece I had to learn. There was no way I was going to become a multimillionaire working one on one with people. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it. I love talking to you guys. But as far as multimillionaire status, that's mathematically impossible. You can't do that. No different than when I had a job. If somebody would have said, "Hey, Linnell, you want to be a millionaire?" Yeah, it's mathematically impossible for you to do that with a job. That's mathematically impossible. You know why it's impossible? Because time is in your money. Now, if somebody would have told me that back in the day, I would have had no clue. What are you talking about? Take the time out of my money. What do you mean? That wouldn't have meant anything to me because when you're in the debt matrix, time is everything. Lazy people don't say that. Free people say that. Slaves are tied to time. Now, think about it this way. Back to the parents that put utilities in their kids' names. That parent's in debt who is tied to time, and now is tying time to their kids that haven't even started yet. This kid's going to think that's normal, and then it's going to carry on through generations. That's how it works. You see the power of debt? It doesn't mean the parent doesn't love their kid that did it. Don't tie those two together. The parent's love for the child, it's still love. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. To do that, it's behind the scenes, that shows you the power of debt. Debt makes parents do that to their children. That's how it works. Now, if you understand how powerful that little scenario I just told you that, what happened? What do you think happens to strangers? Ill Will says, that's priceless, LJ. Having your time to yourself. You are not dreading a Monday morning coming. No. Ill Wills, I don't even know Monday morning's coming. You know why I know today is Sunday? Q&A Sundays. That's how I know today's Sunday. You don't know time. The last piece, Ill Wills, you got to take the time. First, you got to take time out of your life. How do you do that? You got to get out of debt. Once you get out of debt, you're going to be like, oh, crap. Now, how do I figure out how to get time out of my life? Time is a tool. This is why I always forget the day and time, because now I realize time is something, it's a tool. I only need it when I need it. For example, the collab with Denzel is coming up on March 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's why I need to know that particular time, because it's a meeting with him. I disrespect nobody's time. Nobody's. I treat people's time just like I want them to treat mine. So when 10 o'clock come, I will be on time. I call customers on time. When people make an appointment with me, I call them on time. I call them. So if something's missed, it's not me, because it's time. I needed the tool of 10. Cool. Got it. Done. Put the tool back in the tool chest. Hyphy says, oh, my days, it's nothing better than sitting on the porch or going to the beach on a sunny Tuesday at 9 a.m. and just sitting there. It's quiet because everyone else is at their occupation. Oh, it's so quiet during the day. So quiet. LJ, what are you trying to say? What do you mean, Gabriel? I'm not sure what you're meaning. Gabriel, Cosmic Wisdom says, Gabriel, Linnell's trying to scale his business to become more efficient. Yes. And that requires him to go outside his current comfort level. Correct. Very well said, Cosmic Wisdom. That is exactly what I'm thinking in my brain, but I couldn't put it out for words. Exactly. That's exactly right. And it's out of my comfort zone. Exactly. That's it. I know it's outside of my comfort zone. Am I going to do it? Oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm not going to not do it, but I prolonged it. Let's say like this. I've been dragging my feet on it when I could have got it done a long time ago. Cosmic Wisdom says, natural process of living a purposeful life. Thank you, Cosmic. Banma 3000. Can you touch on the topic of buying a house versus buying an apartment? What would you like to know? 1 second, you guys. 1 second. So let me know specifically, 3000, what you're talking about. Cosmic Wisdom says, I've been where you've been, Linnell. I totally get it. Cosmic Wisdom, I can tell by your words. I 100% know you get it. I know you get it, because you're saying everything exactly that's in my head. So I know you've been there, done that. And I appreciate your guidance, because this is a new area for me. It is. It's a new area for me. And I know you know it, because I can hear by the words you're saying. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Exactly. Gabriel says, what was your reaction once you hit 0? It's, well, when I was paying to get down to 0, Gabriel, you're paying. I'm paying. And then once I get to 0, it's like, wow, it's 0, right? But I didn't really know until the next check after 0 came in. Okay. It wasn't until 0, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Just because I was still broke, because I'm paying all the money, right? So it wasn't until the next check came in that I could feel it, because when the next check came in, I usually have to start sending out bills, sending out this, sending out that, because of just payments and car payments. This check, I didn't have to do any of that. It just sat there. And even when it sat there, I felt like I was forgetting to pay something. And then after about a week of my check still sitting there, it started to feel good. I was like, man, I don't have to pay anything. There's nothing to pay. And then after the next check comes, and then the next check comes, and then the next check comes, and my money stacks so fast in and this is from my job. Okay, this is from a job. My money stacked so fast in my bank account, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You mean to tell me I can have all my checks stack in the bank until the first of the month, and then all I have to pay is rent and utilities? Yep, that's it. That's when it kicked in, Gabriel. That's when it kicked in. And then it's been on forever from then. It's no looking back. But you got to remember, Gabriel, once I got out of debt, good luck. Your whole life is going to change, and you're going to have to do something that's going to have to top. I knew quitting my job, I had no other choice but to do something that's going to top not having a job. What was that going to be? Working for myself, sharing what got me here. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sharing what got me here. Dark Man says, man, I've had an electric bill in my name when I was 7. Didn't find out until I went to apply to get lights turned on in my own and spot 25 years later. Ooh, wee. Dark Man. That is just, you don't know what it takes for a parent to do that. That is messed up. And kids don't know that. In your name since 7. A kid don't know to ask, hey, why is that? A kid doesn't know, say, why is that light bill in my name, electric bill in my name when it should be in your name? How come it's not in your name? They don't know to ask that. And unless you want to press identity theft on your parents, you're going to eat that bill. But you will leave hopefully knowing that you'll never do that to your children. How do you do that? You stay out of debt, and you will never do that to your children, ever. Bama 3000 says, I make $30,000 a year, and I want to move out of my parents' house. Should I start out renting an apartment or invest in a house? So, okay, do this, Bama 3000. I want you to add up all your savings, and then I want you to add up all your debt on your calculator. Then I want you to go savings minus debt equals how much money you have to move out from your parents' house. So you tell me what you should do. Tell me what you can do with that amount of money. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to move out of your parents' house. Now you tell me your options, okay? And then I'll respond to you. Any other questions? This is Q&A Sundays. This is for everybody to participate. You can ask any question you wish. Personal finances only, please. Personal finances only, please. Any other questions? If you're new to my channel, I welcome you. Let me put some banners up here. Here's my email, just in case if you have a question. I don't mind answering quick questions sometimes. Not guaranteed, but sometimes I do. Okay. Here's my Cash App. Thank you for people who donate. Much appreciated. Every penny counts. I use it all to keep progressing. Here's my PayPal. If you go to sharing my, if you want to share my channel, this is all you got to do. Just tell them to Google hashtag savings minus debt, and they will only find me in that Google search. And then they just click on one of the videos and just subscribe and go from there. Okay. Let's see. Dark Man says the bill was left in good standing, so I guess that was a good thing. No, it's not. Still, it's not a good thing either. Still not a good thing. If she could do it, check it out, Dark Man. If she could do that in your name, how come she just didn't do the same in her own name? See what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's great that she didn't mess up your stuff or whatever, but still, you got to say, hey, Mom, you did good. I found this bill in my name. You did a good standing. How come you just didn't do it in your name? That's all. King of Kings says, fact, Unc, you call me at 9 a.m. on the dot. Sure do, man. I don't waste nobody's time. And King of Kings, I want you to learn from that. Say, don't let anybody waste your time. Don't let anybody do it. Don't do, because you can't get more of it. You know, if you know somebody that's always 5-10 minutes late, either lie to them about the time of being there or straight up tell them. Say, hey, man, I'm here at time and you always come late. Can you please stop doing that? You got to tell them. And if they still ignore what you say, you got to understand they're purposely wait. Once you tell them and they still do it, and so that means after that point, they are purposely wasting your time. You got to cut that off. No, none of that. I don't do any of that. I don't allow any of that. Thank you, Cosmic. Much appreciated. I'll throw it up there too again. It's crazy how I was telling my girlfriend people are calling me Uncle LJ now, you know, and when I was telling her, she said, you know, that's just out of a sign of respect, Linnell, when people do that. I was like, wow, you know, because I'm 50 now, right? But I don't feel like I'm 50. That's the best way I can describe to you guys. I don't feel inside like I'm 50. Now, I'm not saying I'm younger and immature. I'm thinking I feel like I am younger, but I'm definitely mentally totally. If God came down and say, hey man, you want to go back to your 30s, I'll be like, can I take what I know now back to then? I'll agree. But if he said no, I said no, I'll stay right here. I ain't going back. No, thank you. Take me back into the 30 to where I didn't know the same thing I didn't know back then, which I know now about money. No, I'll say I'll stay right here. No, thank you. But they call me Uncle LJ now. It's like, well, Unc, and that's cool, man. I like it. I respect it because I know that doesn't. People just don't do that. They just don't call anybody that. That's really not, you know, biologically their uncle. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen normally. And so I soak in all those things. I soak in when people tell me I've changed their lives, you know, and especially the ones that contact me and say, hey man, you don't know this, man, but I've been following you for like a year, man. And I just been meaning to talk. Like when when I first got on the phone with King of Kings, right? He go, man, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. I'm like, you know, that sounds funny to me, right? When I hear, because I've heard that more than one time. Oh my God, man, it sounds like it's like, because I don't feel like I am. I'm just LJ, right? So I don't really feel like, ooh, I'm a celebrity. I just like, oh man, I'm just that dude, you know? But at the same time, I understand how I'm affecting people to make them feel like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool feeling. I'm reaching the right people. Cosmic Wisdom, Hyphy. I know those people will give me the right information I need when things happen. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing something not the correct way or something like that, and they tell me, they know, I know that I know they're not telling me to be down on me. They're saying, hey, I see something you're not seeing. That's it. Oh, okay. All right. See what I'm saying? Even my good friend is helping me reach the next level. I know he's not just doing that, just, hey, I'm gonna make money off of you. I mean, he's gonna make money, but I'm saying this, I know he's not doing it strictly for that, because it's gonna benefit us both. It's going to benefit us both. All I got to do is my part, give it to him, and then he's going to do his part. Ill Will says you can thank Brother DTN for the Jetsons of the Unk Monk. I know, right? DTN been saying it out there for a long time. 3000 says, thank you for the information. I will do more research and make a decision. Okay. What did you come up with, 3000? Did you come up when I asked you to do that, did you come up in the positive or the negative? Cosmic Wisdom says, what would you tell someone trying to get out of debt? Lower your monthly unnecessary bills or make more income to pay off debt? Honestly, Cosmic Wisdom, people hear in a debt matrix, they hear so many ways to get out of debt. Snowball, avalanche, interest first, not interest first. They don't know. People in debt don't know what to choose. They don't even know which one to pick. There's so many options out there. If they don't know about money, they have no idea which one of those to choose. My goal is this. First, I got to show people that they are in debt. First, they got to know they're in debt. Because right now, people in debt, think about it this way, Cosmic. People in debt believe that they have options. They believe they have these options of ways to invest in real estate, buy this, flip that. They believe they have the money to do that. They believe they have the option, but they don't know they're borrowing the money. When they're in debt, every financial decision they make, they're doing it. They have to borrow money because mathematically they are in debt. So first, I have to show them that they're in debt. Not even convince. I don't have to convince anybody of math. I'll just say, hey, this is the math. Do you believe this math? No. I say, the math is correct, right? They're going to say yes. Now, at this point, I'm going to say, but do you believe it? Do you believe you're this far in the negative? If they say no, then I can't help them. I wouldn't even go into, hey, you can reduce your phone bill. Hey, don't do this. Don't have that kind of car payment. That would be totally useless if they don't even know they're in debt. There's no budget. There's no app. There's no all these people in debt don't even realize this. This was so funny, Cosmic. Check this out. People in debt don't even know they don't have money. So you see. This is why all these apps are coming out, like the Acorn app, Financial This app, the Earning app. They know if you don't even know your money, you think this app is going to help you understand your money. No, they're not. They're businesses. That's why there's so many apps coming out. People in debt are in the negative, so they believe they're taking negative dollars to throw through this magical app that's supposed to give them money. Negative dollars are not going to, you can't invest negative dollars. That they can't grow. That's impossible. You can't compound anything. That's why so many financial apps are coming out. Hey, Penny Save, we'll round this up. Earn an app, borrow money early, Acorn app, this app. You hear this stuff all on Facebook. If you're getting your financial information from Facebook, you're in trouble. I have to help them understand that they are in debt. If they don't really believe they are in debt, because you have no idea how many people I ask, hey, how much debt are you in? Then they always say, including the house. They always say that. They always say, including the house. That's a programmed, conditioned mindset. Yes, it's debt. Oh, but I heard that's good debt. Stop naming debt. Stop doing that. Debt is just debt. It's not good or bad. It's just debt. The person's feelings about debt, of course, they're going to be different. It counts on the amount of debt they're in. If they're deep in debt and they have a mortgage and they think it's good debt, they're in debt. That's why they think it's good. Because somebody in the debt matrix told them it's good. It's bad. Debt is not good. It's just debt. And she got the bad kind. If you want to add a feeling to it, that person has the bad kind. I'm in the negative, but we'll be able to paying off my student loan and card note in the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So I say like this, 3,000. This is what I want you to do, man. Don't think about investing in houses and real estate or buying anything, buying a duplex. Don't do none of that stuff. Just get out of debt. Once you're out of debt, you'll know exactly how to do everything you're wanting to do with real estate. Don't get caught up on Facebook and people talking about real estate game, real estate this and that, real estate. You don't know anything from the people. I guarantee you this. If I saw the credit reports of half the people you see on Instagram and social media, they'll be so deep in debt up to their freaking eyeballs, and they're telling other people how to make money. You better not listen to people like that. Get out of debt and you'll see everything I'm talking about. Everything. I see you, NC Briggs. Hold on for a second. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? I was just gonna tell you, that story I was telling everybody. I was telling some of the S&D family yesterday. I'll just throw it out there for you on the car thing. Because of you, LJ, I'm able to see a lot more when it comes to people trying to scam me and stuff like that. So I had for the ones that don't know, I had a car yesterday. I went to check out. Sorry about the background noise. I'm at work. I won't be doing this much longer once I get done with all this debt stuff, Anyway, I went to go check out a car. It looked like it was in pretty good shape as far as looks, but I trust but verify. So I heard some weird stuff. I was like, it's an old car. Let me check it out. So I went and checked it out. Got it checked out, and the car was leaking transmission fluid. It was leaking engine. It was the engine. The oil was leaking. All kinds of things were going on the car. And the only reason why I would have, got to the point where I realized that the guy was in debt because of you, because he was telling me like, well, we can go and do this right now and stuff, and I'm like, wow, you're in such a rush to sell this car, like it's amazing. I was like, well, even if I was gonna like buy a car and the car was in good shape, I wasn't gonna give him because he was trying to sell it so fast. And then, so I found out the car was messed up. It was really bad off. But the mechanic told me to run, literally. Said, run for your life, with this car. And then and the guy wanted $3,500 for the car. The mechanic said, wow, the car doesn't even seem like it's worth $1,000, let alone $3,500. And he said, there's a lot of work you're going to need to do to this car if you take this car. And I recommend you just get away from it. And I ended up getting away from that car. But, the just some of the stuff that he was saying, like trying to show me, oh, yeah, I got all these messages. People want to buy the car and all this stuff. I could see that he was desperate to sell this car, and because I saw he was desperate, and that's just basically, it contributed to, you guys, you guys have like really helped me, open my eyes up to not being conned and not being, taken advantage of out here, and not be desperate for things that I don't need to be desperate for,
And see, now that you can see that, it's like now you can see the person that would try to scam you like that. It shows you how desperate that person is to where they could do something to that, to try to do something to somebody like that. I could never do nothing. I could never try to sell them a piece of junk for overpriced. I could never do that to a person.
Yeah, I was very happy. It was the best $40 I've spent in a long time, to go and do this, Hyphy gave me some great suggestions as well as far as how to deal with these type of things as well. And the car had probably been in an accident. It had been painted. It cosmetically looked good, but other than that, it was a piece of garbage. So he basically was trying to hide the fact. And I'm just saying on my end, a lot of your teachings, a lot of the things you say, it might seem repetitive, but in a lot of people's minds, it's very helpful because people are very absent-minded. People forget, and people don't think about things after they walk away. It's like it's like when you were a kid. If you went to church, you go to church and you go to church and you set up and set up in there. You'll say, "Oh, thank you," and everything like that. And then after you get the same things you were doing right after church. And so,
Right.
if you live a different life, and I'm not saying that everybody, excuse me, I'm not saying if everybody is like religious or anything, but if you listen to something long enough, a lot of times you can put a lot of those things to practice, and so, listening to you, even if you say it, you might say something 100 times, it might not click for me until that 100th time, So I appreciate you going through and breaking it down so simple for us, and just wanted to throw that out there, that one. And I was explaining to you earlier that a friend of mine also had his parents had put money on his name, like student loans and credit cards, and they bought like laptops and all this stuff that some of the stuff didn't have none. I mean, when I said they bought laptops, they didn't buy it. They bought him a laptop, but they also bought other laptops. Everybody got a laptop in the house, right, and all brand new TVs and everything.
Using student loan money? Using student loan money?
Well, no, they used a credit card they put in his name.
Oh, ooh.
And when it tore a rift between him and the family, between him and he ended up suing them, filing a claim against them about it. I'm pretty sure, I think he won that claim, and they had to pay that money back in order not to face prosecution. And the crazy thing is, his parents had the money to pay for it, but they had the money to pay for it. Maybe they had the money to pay for it right then, and that's why they did it. But they had the money to pay for the results because they didn't go to jail. So he didn't pay it. So I know he had filed. Yeah, so I know he filed charges against, and they basically disowned him like he was like the worst son ever afterwards. Like,
and check it out, they disowned him. What they did to him, they disowned him. That don't even make any sense. See what debt does? Debt does things like that. Debt makes things make sense in people's heads, and people in debt makes sense.
Yeah, they disowned him, and they did that. They told him they were going to pay for his school. That's why I said the student loans. They told him they were going to pay for his school, and then when he got out of school, he got this big bill from the school and everything, and it was all in his name. They used his social security number to pay for everything he had. Man, it was bad, and it took a long time for him to get out of that hole because he had to fight for the fact that he didn't do this and proving this stuff is, and with student loans, you know how that go. It's hard to prove when you're the one that's benefiting from it. So it was a big mess. So he came under and he came out of some of it. I don't know if he got out of the student loans, but I know he came out of some of it. Like,
it doesn't even, you know what? It doesn't even matter how he's coming out of it. He's never going to forget how he got in something that he had no cause to do.
Oh yeah, it really messed him up. Like, it really messed him up. And they used to brag about him too. Like, he in school and he going to pick the school he wanted. And he need this and he need that. And we're gonna get it for him. And they didn't get none of that for him. They used it all under his name. He was paying for all of it.
Hopefully, if he doesn't get into debt, because sometimes when people just follow, still go get. If he doesn't get into debt, he's going to really see what his parents really did to him financially. He's going to really see it.
Oh, I think he's in debt. Like, this was a couple of years ago. This was like 10 years ago. He's in debt.
So if he's in debt, he's really not going to know. Yeah, he's going to be upset what his parents did, but until he get out of debt, he'll be able to really see what that means. Right.
Yeah, I just figured I'd share these two stories, and I really appreciate what you're doing, man. I hope you keep growing like you're saying you're going to do, man. That's awesome right there, man. You were telling me not long ago, we had a conversation on the phone, and you told me, face those fears. So you're doing the right thing, man. I'm happy for you.
Because the lucky thing for you right now, NC Biggs, like, you're facing the fears. You're facing these fears that you've never experienced before, but you have people that's showing you what the other side of that fear is. We are on the other side of fear, and you get to see, like, oh my God, it's true, because they're showing me that it's true, right? I'm at a
Yeah.
level. I'm at a level that there's not many people that can show me what I need to see on the other side.
Right. You don't have any examples to look at
I,
to follow.
I don't have any yet. I have a few. Don't get me wrong. I have a few. I have a couple, but it's not many. That's all I'm saying. There's not many
Right. Right.
that can say what I need to hear. Like Cosmic Wisdom, she's on the other side of a different type of, because they're not all the same. Okay, all the fears are not the same, but she's in an area that I'm gonna eventually be there, because I know I'm going the right way because she's doing it. So she's on the other side of that fear if it ever became a fear. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. So I appreciate you, man, and thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing your story with us, man, with all your experiences. Those are important for other people to hear.
No problem. Anytime, man. I just wanted to touch base with y'all this morning, and I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.
Take care. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. Uncle says, how old were you when you finally got out of debt? I started in 2014 and I was free by 2016. Took me 2 straight solid years. And when I say straight solid years, I sold everything. I moved into a room in my sister's house. I stopped. I got everything. I paid off everything that was financed, everything, all of it. Drastically lowered my living expenses, which taught me a lot. I've learned a lot to figure out how I can live the same way I was living for half or less the price. You know, everything I can live just like everybody else at a quarter of the price. I figured all that out, right? So now I know what to do. So now when I get more money, I'm not going to go back into old spending things, thinking that I had to finance cell phones and pay $200-300 phone bills. That stuff been over for like 7 years now. But people in debt don't know that because they don't even have that choice. They don't have that choice because they're financing cell phones. As long as they finance a cell phone, they'll never be able to get true cell phone prices the way they are today because they have a financed cell phone. The financed cell phone leaves them locked and trapped inside of the inside with the cell phone company at regular prices. That's just business, right? What people don't know that are in debt, they don't even see. First of all, people in debt don't know they're in debt, and they probably don't even notice the prices of cell phones are completely climbing. 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000. They're just climbing. They're climbing bigger and bigger prices, right? People in debt, it's going to become natural for people in debt to finance cell phones. Just like cars, people in debt believe the only way to get a car is to finance a car. That's the same way cell phones are right now. So the more money cell phones cost, it's going to become more and more natural to finance a cell phone. They're over $1,000 now. You think people in debt don't even have $500 in their bank account saved? You think they have $1,000+ for a cell phone? Never that. So 2 years, Uncle. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? This is Q&A Sundays for anybody that, if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. Nobody's going to make you feel bad about something, for not knowing something. Any question, anything to do with personal finances, I will answer you mathematically. Okay. And the only thing you will have to do is believe the math. If you leave, stay, be part of the SMD family, totally up to you. But if you leave, I want you to leave knowing that the math is always true. Okay. Anything I say to you, if it makes mathematical sense, it's true. All right. Any other questions? I love certain topics. Me and Ill Wills taught me and showed me another one too. I'm gonna do that one too, Ill Wills. I like that one you just sent. I'm definitely gonna do that one for sure. For sure, for sure. I like that one. Gabriel says, unpopular opinion, taxation is theft. And it's not. Taxation is not theft. It's not. It's not theft. It's not stealing. Put it this way. I'm gonna put it in some words for you so you guys can kind of understand, okay? People in debt believe they're in debt because of taxes. They believe if they didn't have to pay taxes, they would be rich. Okay, that's what people in debt believe. But once out of debt, you'll understand the tax system is the backbone of our whole economy. That's the backbone of the whole entire economy. That's why you can go to prison for it, for tax evasion. That's why you can go to prison. If they didn't force this, people paying taxes, people wouldn't pay them. If the IRS government said, hey, we're no longer going to force you to pay tax, how many people do you think would participate in our economy that way? Slim to none. Slim to none. People in debt, if people in debt believe taxes are the very reason why they're in debt, and you told them that they didn't have to participate in the tax system anymore legally and not go to prison, they would stop. The whole economy would crash right at that moment because our whole economy is ran on debt. This is so obvious for me to see today. It's so obvious that it's irritating sometimes. It really is irritating sometimes. It's irritating. Because once you understand how it works, you can legally never pay taxes again, legally. You can legally never pay taxes again, legally. That's why there's absolutely no reason to cheat on your taxes. Never. Don't even associate with yourself that even talks like they cheat on their taxes because you don't want to be around them. Don't be around them. You better not do it. You better not be claiming stuff that don't exist. You better not do that. There's absolutely no reason to do that. Only people in debt do that. And what people in debt don't understand, people in debt have a pattern. People in debt have a pattern. They don't know they have a pattern. It's obvious. And so when they start cheating on their taxes, it's obvious. Number one, they think they're the only ones doing it. Even though millions of people, you can do a poll. Hey, how many of you guys love taxes? Millions of people will tell you they hate taxes. Not saying that they all cheat. But the majority of them, if you told them, hey, you didn't have to pay, they would all stop. Yeah. We need an economy. We must have it for all this to work, for all this to build homes and do this kind of stuff and places to live. It must be a structure in place to make that happen. Else people would be so selfish. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. And then they would never participate unless forced. Oh, you're going to participate, else you're going to prison. Okay, I guess I have to. Yes. Gabriel says, I have people in my life that always talk about taxes like they are falling behind because of taxes. People in debt always say that. So they start to cheat and they create this pattern inside of cheating on taxes. They think they're the only ones, though millions of people are doing the same thing they're doing, millions, but in different ways. Some do it at a higher level, some do it at a lower level, but they're all still doing the same. If you follow the rules to the T, you think the IRS is going to knock on your door? Why would they waste their time knocking on the door? They got millions of people cheating. You think they're going to waste their resources to somebody that they already know that are following the rules? Why would they do that? Hey, we came to check on you, even though when we knocked on the door, we knew you were following the rules, but we just came to double check that you're following. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. They got millions of people cheating. You get plenty of practice. They get plenty. I'm sure I can only imagine me being out of debt. This is what I picture an IRS agent must hear. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're not supposed to commingle funds. What else? I was supposed to pay the taxes when my sister did this. It was in my uncle's name. It was this. I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't claim that many. Oh, I'm not supposed to put money. Can you imagine all the excuses they hear from people in debt? People in debt don't know. They've heard their excuses millions of times. They already know what they know when they're knocking on your door. If they're knocking on your door, they already know something. You don't know. You're the only one that doesn't know. Respectfully, only someone struggling with taxes and ignorant of taxes believe that. Yes. Only people like that are ignorant of taxes, they're the only ones that talk like that. I understand the purpose of taxes. I understand. It's like it creates segregation. It creates, say like there's some land coming up and they want that to be the next biggest city coming in. They just raise the taxes in that area. Doesn't matter. And then the people in debt have to move out and people with money move in. It's so simple to see that. Like, for example, I come from the city of Seattle, right? City of Seattle. There was this area called the Central District. Okay. It was predominantly black back in the days, right? But it was like bicycle riding distance from downtown Seattle. So what they do, they raised the taxes in the city, moved all the people that couldn't afford it. Don't worry about your color, even though I said predominantly black. Slave is the colorblind slave masters. So don't get caught up on color, okay? It doesn't care because all it sees is green, right? They moved out people out to the suburbs, people with money and understand taxes and how money works, move in. And now they're a bicycle ride from their businesses downtown. That's it. Nothing spectacular. Hey, let's call it inflation. All right, let's just call it something where people in debt naturally think something occurs. Oh, prices go up. Everything becomes more expensive. Oh, houses are more expensive. So you see how much they used to cost back in 1950? They cost this much and this. Yeah, because that was 1950. Why are you even bringing up that when it means absolutely nothing? When somebody says that, that means absolutely nothing. Who cares what houses cost in 1950? Are you making the money they made in 1950? What's your hourly wage? Oh, $50 an hour. What's this one? Oh, that was like $1.42. It's the same thing. It's no different. You just believe in your brain it's different. Now, if you were making the wage they were making in this time, you would definitely be in a cardboard box on the street. But that would be so obvious, people would wake up. All right, we're going to cut this off in 2 hours, okay? Got about 3 minutes left. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? So we can cut this off in about 3 minutes. If you can squeeze in your question at this particular time, we can do that. I want to thank everybody that believes in me, that trusts me. Thank you, King of Kings, for reaching out and scheduling a consultation with me. Much appreciated. We had an awesome conversation. So shout out to you. Yeah, Wills always. Hyphy, Gabriel always. You already know. Cosmic Wisdom. Banma 3000. I hope you like the information. I hope you subscribe as well. And don't forget to like. I'm not sure if you're still on, little bro. I know you're at work. Cosmic says, see you later, peeps. Linnell, get your task done on that board. No excuses. You're gonna push through it. Oh, yeah, it's happening. That's happening today. That's happening today. All right. And I already talked to the person that's working on with me. So I already told him that it's happening today. I told myself it's happening today. My vision board says it's happening today. So if I didn't do it today, I failed everybody. That's not going to happen. I can't allow that to happen. What's so funny, I know by deadlines. Deadline dates always have moved me throughout my whole life. I said, okay, I got to get it done by this day. I knew if I didn't do it, I failed myself. So if I can't even trust myself, who's going to trust me if I can't even trust my own dates? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Ill Wills. There's the Discord server. Please, please, please don't forget to join that Discord server. I'm going to say this again. Mike, SMD family member Mike Rurambo donated. He purchased 45 minutes of time from me and donated to some lucky person that's going to win in the raffle inside the Discord server. All right. We're going to do this next Sunday. If enough people join, I need to get enough people to join to even do it because I don't want to waste it. I definitely don't want to waste it. So if it's not enough people still, we're going to wait another week. But I want to make sure Mike knows this will be donated. Okay. Thank you, Nicer. Little bro says, I'm off today. I'm still here. Okay, cool, man. My little bro's not a big typer. For those of you who don't know, man, my brother, I try to hip him on game earlier. Now he's finally on now. Big little bro's on now. But I remember when I first started, man, it's almost fine. Like if I found a new religion, you know how people find new religion, I'll say, hey, you need to get with God and Jesus and this and that, right? They just bombard you, right? I was doing that to him. I knew I was doing that to him, so I had to back off. And I said, you know what? Let me just show him by doing my thing. Let me just show him. Let him see his big brother just kicking out videos like this. Boom, boom. 1,000 subscribers, 1,500, almost 1,500 subscribers. Just doing it, right? Living in that, quit my job, haven't had a job for 4 years, flying back and forth across the United States like I was living across the street from my girlfriend, drove down here, moved, vacations, family reunions, showing them, not just talking, showing them. You can. Here, let me give you my, okay, if you want to do that, King of Kings, here, let me give you my Cash App. We can do that. That's for sure. You can do that. There's my Cash App. There you go. So just pay what's on the invoice and you'll be good. Once that happens, I'll send you the next instructions, okay? All right. Little bro says, Patrick Young says, this is factual. I know it's funny, man. Me and my little bro, we be laughing now, man. And the funny stories between him and I is the ones where he's out there and he's hearing people in debt talk. And now he's interacting with them because he now knows what to say to make people in debt say certain things in return to find out if they're in debt. But they don't know why he's asking these particular questions to get the response to find out if they're in debt or not. And it's like, I told my little bro, it's like being Neo in the debt matrix. Like you're walking around, you say certain things, you hear people talk debt all the time. They don't even know they're doing it, right? And if you want to know if they're in debt, you know what questions to ask them to make them respond and tell you that they're in debt, but they don't know that they're responding with debt. They don't even know. King of King, say no more. Hey, little bro, Patrick, trust me, King of Kings, that's how he was talking. He was like, oh, he's talking like you, bro, but he's just starting. Okay, he's just starting now, but he's talking like you were when you start getting on. Okay, it's fun. It's just crazy to hear the speak because all you guys, the way you guys talk, I was talking like that too. It just going to change your life. I love my little bro, man. I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad my little bro, he's going to be a millionaire. He's going to teach his kids. Little bro, now when you get out of debt, you know you're going to pound this into your kids' heads. You know you're going to do it. You're going to be like, no, you're not going to finance anything. You're not going to do this. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to teach them. You're going to naturally teach them. You're going to give your kids such a head start. Oh, my niece and nephews are going to have such a head start if they listen. LJ sound like a Bible thumper with a calculator thumping. I know, right? It does sound like I'm a calculator thumper. That is funny. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go, before I start on my videos, I'm spending a little time on woman because I always got to split that up. 3 hours this, and then a couple hours with her, and then I got to be back in my videos tonight because they are going to be done today. Hey, Pat, you know, you're right. If they listen, but this is the key thing about this, Pat. If they don't listen and then they get out into the credit world and mess up, guess what they're going to say? Damn, my dad told me about that. Damn, my dad said don't do that. Damn, he said don't do that. That's what he's going to say. And there's nothing in the world better than if your kid go out and mess up and then they can refer back to their father telling them the right way to do it before they did it. Oh man, there's nothing like that. Just think if we had that, Pat. If we had that, damn, my dad. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a few things my dad, not just money. My dad did tell me a couple of things, okay, that I was like, oh, dang, dad told me that. All right. I'm not going to say totally nothing. But as far as money-wise, if we knew this as a child, oh, man, life would have been totally different. Totally different. Hey, King of Kings, did you get my Cash App? I hope so. Just in case, if you didn't, I'll put up there one more time to make sure we do that right. All right, you guys, we're going to have to get on off there. Okay, cool. You got it. All right. Like I said, when I get the notification, I'll send you the next instructions. All right. Patrick Young says, do your thing, big bro, and SMB family. I'm honored to be a part of this, man. I appreciate that, little bro. I appreciate that. This is last but not least. I want you guys to, again, I want to reiterate the power of debt. Okay. I want you to understand this. When I first told him, right, debt was keeping him from believing me, right? And he knows I love him, right? That's love. That's why I want you guys to understand love has nothing to do with it. Love has absolutely, right, little bro? You now understand love has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm teaching you guys. Nothing. As a matter of fact, when you put love into it, it messes it all up. Savings-debt.com, scrolling across the bottom of the screen for the free 30-minute consultation. Get it while you can happen now, you guys, because that's probably going to start to change here soon. I know it's going to change here soon. Those 30-minute consultations on the phone with me are going to slowly change. Okay. So get them while they're hot. Get them while you can. All right, we're going to get off. I'm going to go ahead and get off SMD family. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. Much appreciated. Another successful Q&A Sunday. And after I get done spending time with my woman, time to break through this fear, what I got to do today, and then I'm done. I'm happy to even share that with you guys today. Thank you for hearing me, because I want you guys to understand. I don't think what I'm doing is fearless. I want to show you I want to tell you guys the fears that I'm breaking through so you guys can see what happens when I go through that fear. No different than me quitting my job, getting out of debt, taking a year off, blockity blah. All those were huge, big, well, I thought they were big fears, but they really wasn't that big fears. Once I got through it, now this is another one. I just want you guys to see that. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good one.